All right, well, let's get into it, man. A lot of stuff's happened to you professionally, personally, in the last couple of years since American Idol. Could you, if you had to, could you narrow it down to maybe a couple of highlights of things going on in your life?
You know, I got to. Thanks, Merrick. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know, I've gotten to meet a lot of great artists and a lot of just a lot of great people throughout this whole journey, and I've got to play at some amazing places. Rock in Rio is definitely one that I'll always remember, and it's like 90,000 people just singing every song, just as much air they could breathe, just screaming out of their lungs, and it was just unbelievable. And getting to tour with John Mayer was awesome, and getting to know him as well, just getting to meet some heroes, and just, like I said, play for new fans at every city. It's just been a whole bunch of things wrapped up in one.
Awesome. Well, speaking about other musicians and stuff, I got to figure, you've had an opportunity to meet some people that might have been influences that you idolized. Have you had any just overly starstruck moments where you had to sort of pinch yourself and say, man, is this for real?
I don't really ask for pictures from people, but the only time I've ever asked for a picture from anyone, I actually got to meet Robin Williams at a hotel, which is, and everybody was just walking past, I was like, I'm going to be that guy right now. And I just said, can you take the picture? I said, hey, man, he's such a nice guy. And that was one moment I was definitely, because, everybody's got, watched so many of his movies, and it's just amazing. He was just so nice. I got the picture on my computer, and I was the only person that asked him, and that's the only time I'll probably ask anybody for a picture. Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know. He's a good-looking guy. He's a great actor. Brad Pitt too. I don't know. I mean, you get to hang out with those good-looking guys. Maybe it'll make me look cool. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe look like the weird one. But I've gotten to meet. Well, John Mayer was a great one. He was definitely interesting guy, and had a lot of cool things to say. And Dave Matthews was a really great guy, and just so many other people as well, man.
Awesome. Now, meeting these other musicians, spending time with them, there's got to be a little bit of a fraternity. I mean, I know lots of local musicians, and they all know each other and get along. Do you ever? Have you been pretty well accepted? Do you ever get any
Yeah, everybody, from John, whoever it is. I mean, everybody, at least they tell me that they like the music. I'd rather hear that than say, hey, you suck. So, but they've really supported me, and they've enjoyed, my live show, and just because, it's kind of like what they do. I was inspired by so many other, amazing bands, live bands, and even way before Idol, when I would play shows, we'd just get up with bands and just jam and have a good time. Make it about the music, and that's what it is now still, and they really seem to respect that, because it's not all about me. I don't like being the center of attention. It's scary, and so I'll go to whatever somebody else solo, and then stretch out the song, and I'll just step off in the darkness for a little bit, and then I'll make my way back to the mic and try to sing good.
Excellent. Well, I was talking with LaDonna when I was doing a preview for this, and she mentioned that you had expressed to her that you had a little nerves coming home playing in front of the hometown crowd. How does that compare to some other nervous moments, or where would it maybe rank on the list of nervous moments?
Oh, I get nervous every time before I play. Coming back home, you don't know what to expect. But, I get nervous every time before a show, full band, acoustic, whatever it is, because it's always a different show. You never know how the crowd's going to be. And it's always just terrifying, and because sometimes you got shows that'll. I just played a show up in Quebec that was like 20,000 people singing every song, and then you go somewhere else, at a smaller city, and then there's a couple thousand people or whatever it may be, and some people just like to sit back and listen, and you're like, from all that energy, then you go back down, then you go back, it's always strange, and but I get nervous every time. I think it's good to get nervous, because it keeps your mind somehow straight.
Gotcha. Let's talk a little bit about this event. I mean, I know growing up, you've always had sort of exhibited a giving spirit. It's sort of in your family. What does it mean to you to get to come home and do this event for Mission Change?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I've always gotten to help my sister and with this organization even before Idol and everything. I've played at one of their events a couple times maybe in the past, she does a lot of she does so many great things for so many people. She's got a great heart, and so many else. I mean, this whole county does as well. There's so many other organizations too, but I got to meet my girlfriend through this, and it's 5.5 years basically strong. So I guess that's another good reason.
Now, let me ask you this: for the people that came here, they're here to see you, but they're here to support Mission Change. What message do you want do you hope people will take home when they leave here tonight?
You can always help in any kind of form, fashion, whatever it is. It might be music, it might just be giving, or just maybe talking to somebody. You never, some people just need to be, wanted somebody to talk to, or help rebuilding. So there's so many different ways to give back, and you just have to find that, your connection, how to give back. And mine is, I guess music, and hopefully they'll learn a lot more about it and see how they want to give to this organization or another, whatever it is.
Awesome. Now, I don't know how long you're home, but while you're here, I mean, is there anything, you get a lot of downtime while you're here? You getting to do any of the things
A little bit. I've been a little busy this past time coming home. I'm home kind of in and out, usually, not too long. And I just like to try to sleep as much as possible and drive my truck, because it's nice to be able to drive, because you're on the road so much, you're on a bus, and then and so whenever I get there, I just like to drive around and just see everywhere, but see family and friends. So yeah, it's always good to come back home.
Awesome. Now, talk a little about music. You've been open with about a lot of your influences and things, but is there any artists or anything that you've been digging on lately? I mean, if I grabbed your iPod and popped on a playlist, what might I hear?
Man, I've gotten into Radiohead a lot lately, pretty deep. Such amazing stuff in that, and Peter Gabriel, I love. He's so incredible, and kind of listen to those two bands and artists. They had a little bit of inspiration on this new album, which is kind of fun, and Peter Gabriel, like I said, he's got this swag to his music, which is just so sick. And Radiohead, it's very technical, but in a very strange rock, heavy rock way, and the lyrics are unbelievable. And Fink, I like Fink. Finn Grenal has become one of my good friends. He's a great musician, great writer as well, and I just love listening to a lot of different things. If you go through my iPod, it goes from Charlie Daniels to Tool to whoever else you can think of, probably.
Awesome. I'm the same way. Got to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit. I mean, I know you've had a lot going on playing shows, but what sort? And of course, you just dropped the new album not long ago. What's sort of on the horizon in terms of more creative input? I mean, are you writing while you're out playing? Or?
Yeah, I'm always writing. When I'm on the road, if I'm on the bus or in my room or wherever it is, or if I'm at home, sometimes I'll write a little bit. So yeah, I'm always during sound check, sometimes me and the band will come up with something new, and a new jam or something, and it's just a lot of fun. I'm really open, with my band, and because like I said, it's how I grew up playing music. Everybody has input, and we'll try it, and it's like I said, it's not always say no, let's not try it. Everybody can say like, hey, let's try this, and we'll try it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's what makes it fun with music, And there's no tracks, there's no nothing. It's real. It's just 6-7 guys up there rocking out.
Now, this is all script. I think it'll be okay. You mentioned a couple of times in this conversation, like in a step back, let the band do their thing, being real open with the creativity. Is it ever kind of weird to you sometimes to have that kind of community spirit, but it have to be the Phillip Phillips show? I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, it was at first, because a lot of people don't know what to expect, didn't really know what to expect with the show. But, over the past couple of years, people have really, kind of seen it and, I guess, understood it. Either they like it or they don't. But, it's just how it is, and I think a lot of more people appreciate that, and I've gotten to play for a lot of, amazing crowds who may have never seen the show, but, when they finally did, they were like, oh, okay, this is, it's real music. It's nothing, it's not just a song or a handful of songs or whatever it is, and just playing the songs and getting off stage, it's actual, it's real musicians up there playing music, and my guys that play with me are just incredible. I just sit back and love to watch them. So it's kind of almost like I'm singing and playing and stuff, but then whenever we're jamming, I just like to watch them because it's almost like it's their show for a second.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, there's some local talent getting to play here tonight. I know you remember those days, but were you aware of any of these local musicians before you found out they were playing tonight?
I remember some of them, and I've gotten to meet Ann Klein and a couple of the other ones, but they're all great. I'm excited to watch them and hear them. And I've heard them before, but it's always fun to hear live music.
That's pretty cool. Did you ever have any opportunity?
Sorry, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, sure. Did you ever have any opportunity before Idol to get to do anything kind of like this, where you opened up for somebody that had brought a little bit of their own crowd with them?
I don't know. I've just played wherever I could. If it was in a parking lot when no one was there, if it was at a bar or a restaurant, a wedding, that's what I tell people all the time. You play everywhere you can, because you got to know how it feels, to when nobody wants to listen, and to have that kind of feeling in your heart, like, dang, this kind of sucks, but you got to. I think Dave Grohl said it. You got to know how it feels to suck, when nobody wants to listen to you, and that's always, whenever I heard him say that, it was always kind of stuck with me because it's the truth, and so. I play. That's what I tell people. What's your advice? Play everywhere you can for whoever you can.